Hello, my name is Joshua Mugabe. I welcome you to Annelids. What are some examples of annelids? We have the earthworm, leeches, and lugworms. Which are the morphological features that differentiate the beings of phylum Annelida from nematodes and Platyhelminths? Platyhelminths are worms with flat bodies. They are flatworms. Nematodes are worms with cylindrical but not segmented bodies. Those are roundworms. Annelids, they are cylindrical worms with segmented bodies. They have the metamelic. They are metamelic. What is the main evolutionary novelty presented by annelids? The main evolutionary novelty presented by beings of phylum Annelids is the colon, the internal body cavity totally covered by the mesoderm, a feature also present in arthropods, mollusks, echinoderms, and chordates. Platyhelminths are acoelomate, and nematodes are pseudocoelomate. Their internal cavity is partially covered by the mesoderm. Another important evolutionary novelty of annelid is the closed circulatory system. What is the morphological characteristics that evolutionarily approximate the being of annelids to arthropods? Metamelic features, i.e. the body is segmentation in metameres, approximately annelids to the arthropods, since these animals are segmented being too. Bristles present in oligochete, polychete annelids are also covered with chitin and some substances of the arthropod exoskeleton. How does digestion in the being of phylum Annelid work, and which type of digestive system do they have? Digestion in the being of the phylum Annelid is extracellular. These animals have a complete digestive system with the mouth and the anus. Which are the characteristics and organs of the digestive system of the earthworm related to their type of diet of these animals? Earthworm, they eat decomposing organic matter and small organisms ingested together with soil particles. The digestive tubes of the earthworm have special structures like the masticular wall and a gizzard. that triturate the food and scratch it against the ingested soil particle. Since annelid digestion is exclusively extracellular, earthworms also present a posterior part of their digestive system structure like cocum, cecum, and typhlosaur that have the function of increasing the absorption surface of the intestine. The vesicular lesions caused by leech upon the blood vessels of their host cause blood naturally to coagulate. How does the leech solve this problem, since it could be expected that ingested blood would coagulate inside its body? The ingested blood does not coagulate inside the leech because its saliva there is a potent anticoagulant substance, a protein called hildin. In the past, leeches were largely used in medical treatments. Nowadays, hildotherapy is being used in patients with extensive and chronic inflammation of the skin, in prevention against tissue necrosis after some surgeries, and in several fields of medicine. How is the respiratory system of being of phylum Annelida characterized? Respiration in annelid can be cutaneous or branchial. Cutaneous respiration occurs due to the rich vascularity under the epidermis. The gills present an aquatic annelids are located in the parapodia, false cross, that have an extensive capillary net. What is meant when it is said that the being of phylum Annelida are vesicular being? From which other phylum of the animal kingdom does this feature differentiate them? The classification of this being as vesicular being means that they have a circulatory system with vessels that can distribute substances throughout the body. Polyphylan, Nidalia, and flatworms do not have a circulatory system. In nematode, there is circulation of gases and nutrients through the pseudochorion fluid. How are the circulatory system of animals classified? The circulatory system is classified as open or closed. An open circulatory system gets blood out of the vessel and flows to the large cavities that perfuse the tissue to be irrigated. In closed circulatory system, blood circulates only within the blood vessels and through the heart. What is the type of the circulatory system present in annelids? The being of phylum Annelida, the circulatory system is closed. That is, blood circulation takes place only within specialized vessels. Is there a respiratory pigment in the annelid blood? The blood being of phylum Annelida contain respiratory pigment hemoglobin, the same found in chordates, and other pigments too. How can the presence of localization and function of the muscular tissue in being of phylum Annelida be explained? In this being, there is a longitudinal muscular layer under the epidermis, and internally, just post and perpendicular to it, another circular or radial to the axis muscular layer. The circular muscular layer has a function of elongating the body, while the longitudinal shortens it. By alternating action, both promote movement. How can the excretory system of annelid be described? In each segment, that is the metamere, of the being, a pair of complete excretory structure called metanephridium exists. The metanephridium has an extremity, the nephrostoma, which collects residues from the colon, filtering them and causing reabsorption along its extension. The material to be excreted goes out through a pore, the nephrodephora, which opens the body surface. How is the nervous system characterized in beings of phylum Annelida? How can one compare cephalization in annelid to cephalization in nematodes and platyhelminths? Annelids have a nervous system made of two ventrocles, one relatively big nervous system, nervous cell concentration in its anterior portion, resembling a primitive brain. Nematodes have an anterior neuron ring connected to two neurocords, a ventral and a dorsal one. While pranalias, platyhelminths, there are only two small anterior cerebral ganglion from which neurocords split. Cephalization in annelid, thus, is more outstanding than in nematodes or in flatworms. What is clityan of earthworms and where is it located? The clityan is a special region of the annelid constituted by rings, metameres, with reproductive functions. It can be found in the anterior portion of the animal, and it is characterized by lighter color in comparison to the normal color of the other segments. Concerning the occurrence of separate sexes, how are the beings of phylum Annelida classified? These beings may be dioecious, the majority of polychaetes, or hermaphrodite, monoecious, oligochaetes, and helodines. Is the embryonic development in the earthworm dialect or indirect? In earthworm, there is no larval stage, so the embryonic development is dialect. What is the name of the larval stage of polychaetes? Among the annelid classes, only polychaetes present a larval stage. This larva is called trochophora. What is the ecological role of the earthworm? Earthworms have an important ecological role as they eat decomposing organic matter. They also dig tunnels in the subsoil, allowing entrance of gases and nutrients that are useful to plant roots and other living beings. So they act as decomposers and as fertilizers too. Into which classes is phylum Annelida divided? Phylum Annelida is divided into 3 classes: oligochaete, for example, the earthworm; helodinias, the leeches; and polychaetes. These are normally marine, aquatic, with parapodio, like Annelids. Annelid identity card. How are they characterized according to examples of representing being, basic morphology, type of symmetry, germ and coelom, digestive system, respiratory system, circulatory system, excretory system, nervous system, and the type of reproduction? Annelid identity card. How are they characterized? With example of representing basic morphologic. Examples of representing being, we have the earthworm, the leech, lugworm. Basic morphology, they are cylindrical body, They are segmented, metamelik. Type of symmetry is bilateral. Germs and coelom, they are triploblastic and colemates. Digestive system is complete. Respiratory system, cutaneous and branchial. The circulatory system is closed with hemoglobin. Excretory system, a pair of metanephridium in each metamere. Nervous system, they have neurocords, a pair of ganglion per metamere. External concentration, anterior concentration of neurons forming a primitive brain. Types of reproduction is sexual with dioecious and monoecious beings. Thank you very much for participating in Annelids. Please do like, share, and subscribe. It has been a question and answer to build your biological knowledge step by step. Share, like, and subscribe.